Hey, this is Pamela, and I'm going to do a very quick and simple um, integration from Chatmatic to Zapier tutorial. So what I want to do is I made a very short, quick introduction to me, bot, and I want to be able to collect emails. That's it. Very simple. No tags, no filters, nothing. So the first thing that I need to do is go to Zapier, and I'm going to create a Zap for this bot. And the first thing that I need to create is a webhook, because Chatmatic is throwing data to Zapier. Then I'm going to choose an event, and it's going to be a catch hook because Zapier is going to catch it. Oh, and before I forget, make sure you name your Zap. I'm going to name it the same name as my bot. So intro to Pam. Okay. All right, then I'm going to continue. And now I need to set up the trigger. So this is the URL that they have given me for the trigger. So I copy that. And now I need to put the trigger into Chatmatic so that it knows when to actually fire that Zap. So I'm going to go to settings, and I need to set up an integration. Click on integrations, and oh, this was one I tried to do before, but I'm going to remove that one. Okay, so I'm going to add new, and here I'm going to give it a name, and it's going to be the same as my bot name, intro to Pam. That's what I'm going to do. And then the web hook URL address is going to go right here. And then I'm going to click on, right now you see it's not connected. I'm going to click on submit, and now you see it is connected. So I'm going to click on save. Okay. Now, if you go back to Zapier and you click on continue, it's going to say test your trigger, but we're not ready to test it yet because it's not fully connected. It's not fully set up. So the next step that we have to do after the integration is its next door neighbor, the automation. So on the automation, we have to come down here, add new, and here we are going to, on the top where it says edit, you're going to name it intro to Pam. I'm naming it the same. Then I'm going to click on save. I'm going to turn it on. Then I'm going to click on trigger integration. So there should be a drop-down menu here, and there is the integration that I just created previously, intro to Pam. I'm going to add that to the automation. Now you see it's up here on this side. Then you're going to click on save and complete. Now, let me get rid of this one because I don't want to confuse myself. How do I get rid of it? Oh, delete. That's the old one. That's the one I made before. Okay, so we still have, this is the new one. So now, I still have one more step to take before I can do anything with this. I have to go into the workflow and go to the spot where I want the data to be thrown from Chatmatic over to Zapier, where Zapier is going to catch it and send it over to my Google Sheet. So that's the email. That's the only thing that I'm catching here, or actually sending from here. So here, I click on email, and then see where it says trigger automation? There's a drop-down arrow, and here's my automation that I just created, intro to Pam. That's the only thing I need to do there. I'm going to click on Save Changes. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to save the bot, and then I'm going to publish it. Now I'm going to go back to my trigger because we have one more step before we can test the trigger over in Zapier. Is I'm going to copy the URL link, and then I'm going to go to the bot and fire it off. So this is a short one. As you can see, I've been testing it. So let me run through this until we get to the email, which is where the automation is going to fire. You just got to run through the bot. There's a few more little blurbs coming up, and then I'll be getting their email. Okay, so now here we are, and I'm going to click on the email, and that should have fired. That's the trigger that should send the information over to Zapier. Okay, so now let's go back to Zapier. Now we're going to test the trigger. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Yay! Okay, check it out. There's my information. And don't worry about all this other stuff at the bottom. That's just a bunch of other stuff. I don't know why it pulls that in, but the main thing is right here. That's from this bot. So that is how to set up a, like to get your bot to fire the trigger so that you can get the information into Zapier. Now it's in Zapier. Now what you want to do is actually get it out of Zapier and send it over to your Google Sheet or your CRM or whatever it is that you want to do. So let's continue. So now the next action is going to be my Google Sheets. And I'm going to create a spreadsheet row. Then I'm going to continue. Now I have to choose my sheet. Let's see, which account am I using? I think I have a bunch of accounts set up here. I'm using this one. Okay, and then it should give me a choice of picking which, oh, well, the drive will be just my Google Drive. And then here is where I get to pick my, oh, let me see. Nope. Where's my worksheet? Hold on a second. It's in there. Let me see. Refresh fields. Oops. Oh. There we go. Introduction to PamBot. Okay. And worksheet value is going to be sheet 1. That's just the first page. Then we're going to enter the date subscribed. So this just shows you all the fields and tags. Let me see, I know. Oops. There we go. I knew it was at the bottom. Okay, and then the rest is simple. first name, last name, and then email. That's all I want. I'm going to continue. Now we can test this action. So we're going to test and review. Test successful. So now here's my sheet. Let's see. Look at that. So my data was sent over. Yay. Okay. So that integration and everything worked. So I am turning that on. And I'm going to be using that m.me link in a bunch of different places. So I hope this helped. It was pretty simple. I'm glad that I had a little stumbling block in there, but it showed you that sometimes, that happens, and it's okay because you just work through it. Okay, that is it. And